But there are other sort of more radical differences and some nice features that you need to be aware of. There's also a few little areas where we could come unstuck and we need to take care, such as some of the social networking features and the wiki features. So whilst I go through these features, what I want to do is maybe take a little break at times and get people just to start to use the system themselves. Now we do have a few iPads around. Okay, so you've got these sort of things. This is now for the course, but what we had when I first logged in was the whole stream. So as a student, you go in and you get any notifications that's relevant to you. In the past in WebCT, you just get a list of your courses. This is rather different. It's about pushing information out to you as a staff member, but also as obviously more critically for our students. This is a stream now showing there's announcements, there's assignment notifications, there's just discussion that's available for us.
Does that mean as a member of staff we will get all of those, all the students on all the courses that
you could get things like that. We don't know at the moment how it will scale up in terms of once you've got lots of courses and lots of students.
It's bad enough on WebCT within a programme at the moment.
It can
get them for all of them.
We could have thousands. We don't know. We don't know. Right, let me start off and give you some navigation. I'm going to start off up here. And what we've got up here are a list of our courses. Right. This is an iPad. It may well be because I'm using the same account as this. It's jumping there. Anyway, you can see. I'll hold down. Right, a list of my courses. Now that could be your years, your program, or it could be all the modules. We don't know yet in terms of all the programs how we're going to divide this up. We're trying to see what the most sort of parsimonious fit is across our different programs, and that's what we'll be speaking to different people about over the next month or two. We've also got groups over here, and students can be grouped into different group areas to be doing different assignments or different project work. So that could be our M groups in medicine, or it could be other sort of tutorial groups or project groups. And then there's also an administration account at the end. Let me just go into just an example one. And this is the main course. This is just my play area, so do forgive me. It's not fully fledged out in terms of all of the design, but I'm just dropping things in and seeing how it works. So instantly you see a sort of a designed page in here with a bit of some icons I've dropped in and an image. It's got some text, it's got some links, it's got all of these things. Like I said, some elements are very familiar as we're used to seeing them in WebCT. And then down the side, we've got something a bit more modern, and we're seeing a to-do list. So as a student or as a staff member, there may be things coming up that are important to us. Common pages, so the most popular pages, things that have just been recently updated, and then other things down here as an editor, as an administrator. What I'll do, just very quickly, once I'm on this page, we've got the change the page layout. You can choose, oops, you can choose which type of views. That's jumping. I think there's some. Because you've got that page. Might be best just to log out for a second. Okay. What happens is on this page here, you can choose whether it's free forms like this, and you can design whatever you want with them for WYSIWYG Editor, or you can choose some of the other components of Canvas to show to students as their first login page. Thank you. Right, okay, so we've got different ways of presenting information at the start. We have page I'll design myself, which is this sort of free form page which I've just shown you. There's another one for modules, which I'll show you here, and you'll get a glimpse of some of the features that lie within. So this is just a big summary of lots of modules and resources that you can compile.
John, is it just worth saying that's modules in Canvas terminology?
Yes. So these are, yes.
Which basically is
it could be
a way of organising content to use software.
Yeah. So it could be your weekly resources, or it could be if you've got several modules and you're represented the whole of a year within this Canvas course, you could separate them out as module pages. Okay, great. So by using features such as the calendar, and I'll show that in a second, and also certain time releases for some of the documents, it automatically compiles a list like this that students can see linked into the calendar, so these are all clickable, so you can start to see a time-defined list of your activities. So for students who previously had WebCT and you've had to create your own folders of content, say this is week 1, this is week 2, we're starting to see in this and in the module tool ways of compartmentalising our content into more easily understandable structures. Okay, let's move on up to announcements. Now we're all familiar with announcements in WebCT, and this operates in a very similar way. You can have just content coming through. I'll explain what some of these strange titles are in a second. It comes through, published to students, but clearly, as you've seen through the course stream, can be pushed out to students when they first log in. It can also be pushed out onto the pages as they're in the site in terms of local updates and course stream. It can also go to all sorts of different things for email and the social networking groups just by putting it into a place like this. What I'm also showing you in here, and I was playing with this yesterday, is what I've done up here. You'll notice I've subscribed to an RSS feed, just got this off the web for BBC, Education and Family, and what it's doing now is pushing in these sort of things. So I didn't know quite how it worked. I was just playing, and suddenly I had a shock to them when I came in and saw these. I thought, what are these? What have I created? All these children using wrong jokes. It's a way that maybe we can use it to kind of push information. I can see it more coming from our course management systems, like Intramed, and there are other ones around, where if there's alerts going out to students from our program teams, we can obviously via our databases create RSS feeds, and it can push straight out of that into here, and then from there it can go to the student's email or to their Facebook or Twitter, however they want to sort of receive that notification. Okay, so you've got a title, you've got a little WYSIWYG editor where you can add images, you can add your own video, you can record yourself, you can attach a file, and you can delay posting, say when it's going to go to. Users must post before seeing replies, an interesting one, and enable a podcast feed as well. So quite sophisticated tools in there in order to send this out to people. You can also link in your existing content. So if you've got an assignment, you can actually say, look, this assignment is due, give them the link, and it will instantly appear, and you can just click on the link and go. And just as an example of how easy it is to edit, that's it. So once you've identified something you want to link to, you just click on it and it appears as a link in the page. And you can create your own content around this to describe what it is. So really quite quick and easy. Okay. So move on to these assignments, and then we'll get to discussions and maybe have a little play with some of the communication features. So in terms of assignments, what we have here is the ability to group various forms of assignments into discrete units and give sort of scores and even sort of provide weightings. So we've got up here, weight the final grade based on assignment groups. So you can start to cluster items. Oh yeah, I can see that. So down here we can start to say, well, based on these groups, what's the percentage weighting between each of these? We can create assignment groups, which is what these are, CAMS Test, MTL, DRE, and we can add assignments to any of the groups, and you just do that. So you give it a name, you say what the type of assignment is, discussion quiz, external tool, not graded, when it's due, what the points are, and there's some options. So in here, due date, assignment group. Even more advanced options. Okay, so the grading type in terms of points, so it's incomplete or incomplete, which is quite useful, and the submission type. So it doesn't have to be online, but it can be at least notified to students what this format is.